and look for patterns that occurred there. The first pattern that we found was that there is a given pattern in the check mode, in the test case that contains a check mode. So, and in our story diagram, we've get the specification as the input model, create a new configuration and a traceability link store, which will be used later on. And then we go through all the test cases in the specification in this for each story action. And for each of them, we check if the pattern exists. The first pattern, as I said, was that there is a given part with a check mode. And in that case, we have to create a mode in the configuration. Now the problem is that there may be several test cases that refer to the same check mode, but in the configuration we only want to create a single mode. And for this case, we have this optional create concept. So here the interpreter of the story diagram checks if there is already a mode with the specified name here. And if there is such a mode, we use it, and if not, we create a new mode. And this makes sure that there's only one mode with that name. So after that, we check whether the test case has a when part, and if not, the only pattern that we found in the example specifications was that then there is an observe button in the then part. And in that case, we create a new button in the mode, set its name, and create a traceability link to the observe button from which the button was created. Again, here we use this optional create concept, and the thing to note is that the name of the button is not set to the name of the observe button element, but the button attribute, the attribute that contains the first, second, third word. Later on, we use that to set the order of the buttons in the mode. Okay, So if the test case is not null, if the test case has a when part that is not null, we found that the example specifications contain a press button, and again we have to create a button in the mode, and then we may have some observation elements. These may be an observe mode element. In that case, we have to create a next mode for this button, or it may be observe variable change or display change. And these, the creation of these elements is outsourced into another story diagram here. And here we look at it in observe label value or observe label variable element and create the corresponding elements in the configuration. I think I skipped this and go back to the main diagram. We implemented this for the given check mode pattern and the when and enters mode pattern when the given pattern is null. What's missing is the pattern that the given part contains a check variable equals pattern, and the handling of expressions and setting variables is also not implemented. So we have solved the first test case and about half of the other two. Okay, after the configuration was created, we have to order the buttons. And here we make use of OCL. For each mode, we reset the buttons reference by this OCL expressions. And here we simply take the existing buttons reference and sort it by the names of the name element. And for 3 buttons, conveniently, this is just the alphabetical order, first, second, third. If there's a 4th button, we have a problem. Now we have to replace the word first, second, third with the actual name of the button, and this is done by going through all the buttons. In this part here, get the corresponding observe button from this button for which the button was created, and set the name correctly. And finally, we return the configuration and write it to a file. example, the solutions are executed with these workflows, and here we have the example configuration, and this is the reference configuration for the third case, and as you can see, the sound alarm is missing, and these evaluate expression elements are missing. Okay,
so that went too fast. So which are the files that you actually constructed?
Well, constructed are the mode elements, the button element, change display, variable and string content, but those elements that actually define how variables have to be changed are not transformed.
Yeah, but these XMI files that we're looking at were constructed just now by running the tool.
Yeah. Well, this one was constructed by the tool, and this one reference is the provided reference solution. Yeah. And here you see in the reference solution there's a sound alarm element. This one's missing.
So how was it clear from your specification that at the end you said save, and then just save the target model? Is that somehow implicit, or how does that work?
Well, in the story diagram returns the here at the final node, the story diagram returns the elements, the created configuration. This one that was created by the story diagram, and in the workflow that executes the story diagram, this return story diagram is written to a file, and here we do the loading and saving of models.
So you solve completely both on-off and set time?
No, we solve on-off and set time and alarm, well, about half.
Okay.
Well, the latter two half each.
Yeah.
Because you can calculate the all of this increment expression.
Exactly.
Okay, a remark on this architecture criteria.
Well, we.
Is this separated story diagrams?
Yeah, well, we try to separate those parts that can be reused at several places into this create observables story diagram. And this story diagram is at the moment called in two places, here and here. Yeah, unfortunately, the story diagram is still a bit big.
Okay, so then
I'm sorry, it's still not clear to me how to rate the architecture part.
subjective.
Is it modular and good?
So if it doesn't need to be modular, is that bad or good?
If it's
In the previous solution we had a much visually smaller set of rules.
Yeah.
So yes, you can maybe you could have invented a large module structure for this, but it would not be useful. Then what is then good and what is bad?
Oh yeah, just an idea of whether it fits together coherently. I mean, if it's a small one, you judge it by different criteria. But
Well, here we try to
maybe you think about extensibility as well as modularity and stuff.
I think if there's some thought about architecture of the transformation or extensibility like Jim said, or reuse, I think that this is good. And if it's, you start on line 1, finish on line 3000, and it's all, one block, then this is bad. This is my personal opinion on how to rate this. But it's, all of these things are subjective.
One last question. Since the alarm specification somehow works, why didn't you cross it at the table yesterday?
well, No, the reason is because it only somehow works. It's still
Yeah, well.
not complete.
And the set time somehow works. And that you crossed.
No, I don't think I did.
What? Ah, no, okay, then I was wrong. I guess we should see the crosses before each presentation. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so we should continue with the next presentation, I guess.